So, good morning, guys, and welcome to another day in the Noob Animation Podcast channel. And today's topic is something that I used to struggle with a lot. So, that's identity, right? So, when I mean identity, I mean who you say you are. For example, if you say you are a 3D animator, because that's what I answer, that's what I always use. Okay, so if you say you're a 3D animator, you need to be able to prove you're a 3D animator. The same way, if you say you're a writer, you need to be able to show people that you've written something. I don't mean publish a book. I'm just saying show them your work in progress, show them blogs, show them articles, scripts that you've written. Do you understand my point? So that's what I mean by identity. Because most of the reason why people don't post or people don't say, "Oh, I do this," it is because of they've not truly identified with that thing or that characteristic that they are trying to be. So, for example, now I used to be a smoker, right? So the way I stopped was I stopped because of at some point I didn't start saying, "Oh, I don't smoke anymore." I just said I'm not a smoker. So because I kept on saying it and I kept on write, like I have this book that I write. I'm not a smoker. 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 So I wrote those things for so long that it finally internalized in my spirit, and that's how I've not smoked anything for like a year and a half now. Amazing, like glory be to God. So that's what I'm saying. Identity, right? So identity is something that you really need to internalize to be able to grow in something that you say you are doing, right? So, for example, now, if you're an artist, okay, you can draw, but you cannot draw as well as comic book artists, or you cannot draw as well as your idol. That doesn't still negate the fact that you're an artist, because in the end, those guys that started at the top did not just start from somewhere. Do you understand? Like they started from somewhere. Sorry, that's what I meant. They started from somewhere. So they didn't just start and became the best artist there was. They kept on doing it over time, over time. So also when you're trying to form your identity, do not compare yourself to someone else, because that person has been doing it for so long that it is now a part of their DNA, it's part of what they do. Do you understand? So you cannot just start drawing now, then you start saying, "Oh, I want to be like Picasso or like Leonardo," because those guys have been doing it for so long that they weren't even aware of when people just started associating them to that craft. Do you get my point? Because there are some people now that they were just playing football. Like they didn't say, "Oh, I wanted to be a footballer." They were just playing football, playing football. Then people now started like telling them, "Oh, that you are good. I want to sign you. Like come and play for my team." Do you understand my point? Like it started out of love. So that's what I'm saying. You need to first identify that, okay, I'm doing this not for money, not for anything. I'm doing this. Then when you start doing this, and you start doing this, and you start doing it, and you start doing it, and you continue doing it, that identity now starts matching you. So if you're an artist, draw. If you're a writer, write. If you're a programmer, program. If you're a sculptor, sculpt. Do you understand my point? Like anything that you want to be, make sure that there's an action that follows the declaration that, okay, I am this. Make sure there's a corresponding action that follows that I am that. You get my point. So if you're a gamer, game. If you're a streamer, stream. Just don't say, "Oh, I'm a gamer, but I don't really have this and that." Because believe me, if you continue like that, you never have this and that. Because me, for example, I started animation with a crappy laptop. If you're on this channel, then you already know. So I had this crappy laptop, like the crappiest laptop ever. Like, bro, it was so crap. Anyways, I started with that laptop. And as I explained, I wanted to sculpt, but I couldn't sculpt because laptop kept crashing. I couldn't do fine details, and I started animating. And I animated so much that people noticed. Then my mom got me a laptop. And I just kept on doing it, kept on doing it, kept on doing it. People were noticing online, they started giving me jobs. Now I'm at a state in my mind, in my life, that people reach out to me for anything creative, like whether I've done it or not, just because of I used to post a lot. I used to identify that, oh, I'm an artist, I'm a creative, I'm a content. Like I just kept on declaring things and I kept on showing workings. Now people will link me up and be like, "Oh, can you do this?" Of course I can do it, because even if I cannot do it, I've built my circle in a way that I have friends that can do it. So I'll just be an agent. Do you understand my point? So it's something that you really need to identify with that identity that you're trying to be. Then also now have a corresponding action that does that. Also, post a lot. If you really want to grow, post a lot. Like post your work in progress, post your crappy art, post your best art, post everything so people know that you're also human. Because there's this trend on Instagram or on social media that people just post only their best work. Then you now that you're starting out, you go to that page and you're like, oh boy, this guy's work is too. Do you understand? Like when somebody is starting and they just see all your like they'll just be like, oh boy, no, no, no. Do you understand? They'll just get demoralized. So you now be that kind of person that shows your work in progress, shows your shitty art, shows every aspect of your growth, so people will understand that it's not that I was just born like that. I grew there, which is more impressive than just being perfect. Do you understand? So make sure your identity is solid by having a corresponding action that proves that okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm about. Do you understand my point? Because in the end, if you want this to be your life, you need people to associate you. So when people see you, they'll be like, that's your friend. What does he do? You'll be like, oh my god, that guy is an artist, like forget. Then your friends can even advertise you by showing your works to people, and that's how you get more gigs. That's how more people would know you. Do you understand my point? So those are things that I really need to be mindful of. Post a lot. Post anything you do because anything you put your mind and you put your time into making is not crap. Believe me. The fact that you sat down 6 hours, 8 hours, you did something, post it, put it out there because if you don't show it, then that was a waste of your 8 hours because nobody saw it. So what did you even do? Do you understand my point? So anything that you put your blood, sweat, and time into it, share it with somebody. I don't even if you're not proud of sharing it to the world, share it with a few friends. Like me now, I have friends that I'll send them things, they will post it for me because sometimes I will not want to post it, but they'll be like, oh my god, bro, this thing is too good, it's too good, it's too good. And me, I'm like, this thing that do you understand my point? I'll be like, no, 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 this thing is crap. They'll be like, bro, post it, post it, post it. They will motivate me and I'll post it. Do you understand? So make sure you share your stuff. Make sure you're enjoying your growth. Don't just be looking at the top and you're saying, oh, I want to get there, I want to get there. Enjoy your process getting to the top because of it's the journey that makes you. It's not getting there. Like the trials and tribulations you face on the journey. So imagine that now you're watching a movie. Those movies that the character has to traverse this, climb that mountain. At the end of it, you enjoy watching the character climb through those obstacles. Now when it's at the end of the movie. You get my point. So that's something that you really need to be mindful of. I think I've gone on for too long. So see you guys.